What's happening, everyone? My name is Alex and welcome back. Well, summer is almost here and that means one thing, you're gonna be hot. So you have a couple of options to cool down: an AC unit, and of course that works great, but then the electricity bills are not that great. You could also use a typical fan that just pushes the hot air throughout your house, but now we have other better options. So to my left here we have the Drio TurboCool Misting Fan 765S. So this one right here, the tower fan here. We'll give it a second till we start seeing the mist. Very cool. And to my right we have the Drio TurboCool Misting Fan 516S, and we'll power this one on as well. So something very unique in the world of fans. And before we go any further, I also want to let you know that this video is indeed sponsored by Drio, and you will find links to these two fans in the video's description so you can check them out. So Drio is the #1 tower fan brand for solving summer heat through advanced cooling innovation, and of course that has a lot to do with the TurboCool Ultra Mist technology. So not only this looks super cool, we'll give it a couple of seconds till you actually see the mist coming out, but you can actually feel it how it gets cooler. So when you have the mist compared to when you don't actually have the mist going. Now something very cool and something that I wasn't expecting is the fact that this doesn't actually get anything wet. So the ultra fine mist evaporates so quickly that nothing gets wet. So even if I have my hand right here, my skin feels completely dry. So I can even have this one right here going as well. I can have both of them and nothing actually gets wet. My desk doesn't get wet, the camera doesn't get wet. There is no wetness whatsoever anywhere. With something like this, I literally expected that the floor would be wet. No, absolutely no wetness on anything. So the ultrafine mist gets evaporated immediately. So as soon as it comes out, it kind of evaporates, but it does cool down the room in the process. So all this, there is no wetness anywhere. Alright, so first let's talk about the TurboCool Misting Fan 765S here. The one thing I really like about this is how quiet it is. I'll be quiet for a second. You cannot hear anything. I can actually hear the fan inside my light more than the fan that I hear from this. So this is powered by a turbo wind motor that can generate about 3000 cubic meter an hour of airflow at 10 meters per second. So if you want a lot of wind, well, this can definitely generate a lot of wind. So let me quickly demonstrate that. So we have 12 levels of fan power. Basically, this is level 1. We'll go to level 6 and I'll let you hear how that sounds. The microphone is actually right here. So now, yes, you can hear the fan a bit more, and we'll go to level 12 just so you can hear how that sounds. So of course, if you want more airflow, it's gonna get a bit louder, but still it's not that loud. If you're not literally sitting right next to it, you're not gonna hear the fan that much. And of course, you also have the turbo mode, which will also bring some mist. So let's do that. So about the same noise, and this is basically the maximum power of the fan. So it is a powerful fan. The 516S here, so the smaller fan, of course, is not as powerful as the large one, but this is also very quiet. This one has less fan levels, let's call them. I believe this one has 6 fan levels. So level 1 here, you can't really hear the fan, but if we go to the max level, you will be able to hear it. Let's do that. So of course, like that, you're gonna be able to hear it. So the airflow for this one is 870 cubic meter an hour. The other one, as I said earlier, it's about 3000 cubic meter an hour. The wind speed for the small one is 8 meters per second, where the wind speed for the larger one it's 10 meters per second. The max wind reach, so how far this will reach in a room basically, for this one is 10 meters, where for the larger one here is 18.2 meters. So this one you're actually gonna feel from across the room, so it's that powerful, the 765S. Both fans can also rotate, so you can select that from the remote control. So each fan has a remote control, or you can select that from the Drio app, and we'll talk more about the Drio app in just a bit. But basically you can select how far they rotate from the remote or from the app. So it really depends how you want to use them. Everything is very customizable. And of course they both have water tanks. Now the water tank on the 516S here is much smaller than the water tank that we have on this one. Now you can't really see the water tank on this one the way I have it here, but I will show you a close-up of that water tank. So the water tank on the tower fan here has a capacity of 6 liters, where the small one has a capacity of 1.3 liters. So this one is indeed massive. So on turbo mode, this can keep the fan running with a mist for about 7 hours or over 24 hours if you use it on the low mode, where the small one here can run for about 3.5 hours on the turbo mode or about 12 hours on the low mode. So that's for misting. If you're not using the misting, you just use the fans. Obviously, they can run forever. Another thing I like about these fans is the fact that you can actually control the humidity, and that of course will be great, for example, in the winter when there is really no humidity in your home. So you do have a little button here that you can select the humidity level. So right now I have it set to 90% humidity just for the purposes of this video, so it constantly has the mist going. But I could do like a humidity of 40%, and then of course the misting will stop automatically. So you can select that for this fan or for this fan, and as I said, you can select it from the remote control here or from the Drio app. So that is definitely a good thing, because this way you can actually control what humidity you have in a certain space. Both fans can also be controlled from the Drio app, so you don't actually have to be in the same room with them. You can be anywhere in the world and you can actually control the fans that you may have at home. So from the app here, you can basically modify anything. So it's like having a remote control, but on your phone. You can also connect the fans to Amazon's Alexa or the Google Assistant. I personally have them set up with the Google Assistant. So if I want a fan to turn on, I can just say, hey Google, turn on the fan or something like that, and change the humidity and all that. So all that can be done through my voice. I'll show you a quick example with the Google Home. I don't have any in the office here, but I'll show you a quick example. Hey Google, turn on the small fan.
Got it. Turning the small fan on.
Hey Google, set the small fan to turbo mode.
Got it. Setting the small fan to turbo.
Both fans also have LED lights that can be customized from the app, and they can even change colors to show you different things. So for different humidity levels, it can show you a color. For different temperature, it can show you a color. And just in case you're wondering, for when you're sleeping, yes, the screen here can be turned off. You can easily turn that off from the app. And the same with this one, because I know that is important for many people, including myself. I don't really want any lights when I'm sleeping. So yes, you can actually have that screen turned off, and even the LED by the water tank there can be turned off. So everything is very customizable, and as I said, very important for when you're sleeping, so you don't have any lights in your sleeping room. So there you have it. This was a super quick look at the Drio TurboCool Misting Fans, the 765S and the 516S here. These are fast, efficient, they will keep you cool compared to a regular fan that just pushes that hot air. They will not use anywhere close to the electricity that an AC uses. And these are also very smart because they can be controlled with your voice. They can have whatever humidity you want in the air and all that. Once again, thanks Drio for sponsoring this video. There will be links in the video description so you can check out this fan and of course this fan. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.